Hey guys, back to the Power of Positive Thinking, installment number 100 or something. So if you haven't been following the series, just real quick, what I am doing here is going through the book, The Power of Positive Thinking, which I highly recommend reading if you haven't already. And in it, there are a whole bunch of exercises which you can use to bring your thinking onto a more positive trajectory so that you create more positive results in your life. And so there's a whole bunch of exercises in the book. And because there's like an overwhelmingly large number of exercises, what I'm doing is I'm committing to one exercise every single week. And I'm sharing that exercise with you here on YouTube Live. So if you would like to join me for the rest of the week in this exercise, I would be happy to have you doing it with me. So for this week, I'm going to read a passage. It says, wait, losing myself here. Okay. An effective method for making your subconscious positive in character is to eliminate certain expressions of thought and speech, which we may call the little negatives in quote. These so-called little negatives clutter up the average person's conversation. And while each one is seemingly unimportant in itself, the total effect of these attitudes is to condition the mind negatively. When this thought of little negatives first occurred to me, I began to analyze my own conversation habits, and I was shocked by what I found. I discovered that I was making such statements as, "I'm afraid I'll be late," or "I wonder if I'll have a flat tire," or "I don't think I can do that," or "I'll never get through this job. There's so much to do." If something turned out badly, I might say, "Oh, that's just what I expected." Or again, I might observe a few clouds in the sky and gloomily state, "I knew it was going to rain." And by the way, let me put in a little note here before we go further, that there's two kinds of negativity that he's putting in here that I notice. One is negative observations about what's going on right now, right? So I don't think I can do that, or there's the, oh, it's raining, or the weather is nasty, right? You're making negative observations about what's going on right now, and you always have the choice, right? Because there's always things that you could observe that are negative, and there are always things that you could observe that are positive. So the more you choose to focus on the positive rather than the negative, then the happier and the more effective that you're going to be. And that doesn't make you unrealistic, by the way, because every single situation at every single moment in your life, there is always negative and there was always positive, right? So it doesn't make you unrealistic to focus on the positive. It's just a conscious choice that you make. And then the second kind of negatives that he has here are negative expectations. So expecting something negative in the future, such as, "I'm afraid I'll be late," such as, "I'll never get through this job," such as, "maybe I'll have a flat tire." Right? And you want to avoid both, because both of those are going to poison your thinking. You want to make your observations of the present positive, and you want to make your expectations of the future positive. Okay, now back to the text. These are little negatives, to be sure, and a big thought is, of course, more powerful than a little one. But it must never be forgotten that mighty oaks from little acorns grow. And if a mass of little negatives clutter up your conversation, they are bound to seep into your mind. It is surprising how they accumulate in force, and presently, before you know it, they will grow into big negatives. So I determined to go to work on the little negatives and root them out of my conversation. I found that the best way to eliminate them was deliberately to say a positive word about everything. When you keep asserting that things are going to work out well, that you can do the job, that you will not have a flat tire, that you will get there on time, by talking up good results, you invoke the law of positive effects, and good results occur. Things do turn out well. On a roadside hoarding, I saw an advertisement of a certain brand of motor oil. The slogan read, "A clean engine always delivers power." So will a mind free of negatives produce positives. That is to say, a clean mind will deliver power. Therefore, Flush out your thoughts, give yourself a clean mental engine, remembering that a clean mind, even as a clean engine, always delivers power. So that's it for today. That's what I'm going to be doing for the next week. Basically, I'm going to be monitoring my thoughts and noticing that whenever I think something that is negative, either something that's negative in the present, like, oh, this weather sucks or something like that, or I'm thinking some negative expectation about the future, like, oh, it's, work is going to be bad tomorrow, or whatever is not going to sell, then either way, I'm going to recognize that, I'm going to stop saying that, and then I'm going to turn it around into a positive. So I invite you to do the same, and I'll see you all next week.